Hey everyone, quick message from the desk of Lucy, aka the editor. Just wanted to say that in this episode, the audio is a little muddled from 10:20 to 13:04. So if you want to know what they're saying, I'd hop over to YouTube or watch this on Spotify playback. Thanks. Sorry.
All right, back in the stew with a special guest.
The most special guest.
The specialist guest. We're going to do something a little different. Today is the first of what maybe will become a series called Date with Dad, where we fire off dinner date style questions and just learn a little bit more about you.
Could be the last, too, right?
It's not going to be the last date.
All right.
No, not because of where I'm at, but because...
Oh, if it's us.
If it might.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we're trying something new.
Okay, let's do it.
Because
Let's do it.
we feel like the people want to hear more about you, so what better way to ask than speed dating?
Yeah, this is our speed dating format.
It's quick.
You may want to ask the people what's wrong with them, but that's fine.
Inspired by a book of 3,000 questions that Haley got for our dad. Some of them are super weird, but some of them are interesting.
Most of them are odd, but I mean, if you're doing something to the caliber of 3,000, I feel like there's got to be some oddballs in there, you know? We're going to kick it off. Do you have anything you want to say before we kick it off?
No.
Okay.
Perfect.
Question number 1.
Yes.
What slogan or jingle got stuck in your head forever?
Oh, gosh. When we were kids, there were so many jingles. That's sort of what commercials were. And I loved all of them because I thought it was hilarious. I don't know. I'm trying to think. A spoonful makes a mugful and it's Maxim. Always stayed in my head because it's just stupid.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, what
It's like for
product is that?
instant coffee.
Mm.
Can you sing it?
A spoonful makes a mugful when it's Maxim.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. There was a comedian named Kevin Meaney who that was a bit he did. He said, a spoonful makes a mugful when it's Maxim. Big shit. You know, it's like...
Well, it's funny because when you said that, I actually did think it was for a laxative of some sorts.
Oh, my God.
My brain went to like Miralax. I don't know why.
It's like spoonful?
I heard like spoonful, Maxim, Miralax, Laxum.
Okay.
I don't know.
I got
Doesn't
it.
matter.
I got you.
Anyway.
Sorry, that was the first question. Go ahead.
No, you always, I feel like the one that reminds me, that gets stuck in my head that reminds me of you is gotta go to Moe's. Like every time I pass Models, that's what I think
That's a
of.
good
I think they're out of business, aren't they?
Yeah, so I guess I don't pass them that often. But every now and then on the highway, I see a sign, like an old sign. Or,
Okay.
what was at the ballpark, we always had the little, oop, that one caught a windshield. Better call the glass doctor.
The glass doctor.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, the glass
Call
doctor.
the glass doctor, he'll fix your pains.
Yeah.
And great, now we've sung on
No, there's something funny about all those things, but then sometimes they're not funny.
Is that why you got into advertising, to make your own jingles?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought I might have done something there.
It's good to clear that up then.
It's good question.
Okay, next. In your opinion, is anything lacking from music today?
That's a good question.
Yeah, completely. I think storytelling is lacking, and that was all when we were kids. Oh my God, I'm already sick of that. It was just like everything told a story. It was interesting. The music was great. The musicianship was great, and now it's not. I mean, the musicianship is fine, but I'm sure the people coming out of the woodwork to argue this, but it just doesn't seem like there's a lot of storytelling.
I actually agree with you. I think that's why I like your taste in music and some of the music that you like, because I remember it because it's meaningful, where now it's sort of, and we listen to a variety of music now. I think that industry is just so oversaturated, but yeah, it's definitely more about like a beat and a vibe than a message and a story, I think.
Yeah, which is fine, but I just, in answer to the question, definitely that's what's missing for me.
What's musicianship?
Musicianship,
Yeah.
the ability to play well.
Oh,
Like artistry.
gotcha.
Rich Homie Kwan's also missing from music today.
RP.
He's a good storyteller. Okay.
So I will say, of all industries, I think that rap probably tells the best stories now.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It depends.
It really depends. But like, it's the most like poetic in my opinion.
Well, the only Taylor Swift album that I really liked, I'm sure that will get a lot of hate, but the only one that I really liked was the Cardigan one, because I like Betty tells a story.
The Cardigan one, Folklore?
You guys want me to get out of the way?
Okay, this is sort of I don't like the way this is phrased. However, it is a good question. If you were on death row, what would your last meal be? Or we could just say...
No, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
But we do this one at dinners.
We do.
frequently.
It's like we do like appetizer, drink, entree, dessert. But you can answer it however you want.
Fry sushi, that's all.
Like omakase, nigiri.
Omakase where someone else is deciding for me, that's fine.
Like chef's omakase.
Yes.
That's mine too.
Yeah.
What would you have for an appetizer?
It's up to the chef.
You're just gonna defer to someone else for your...
Because you don't like you don't like making decisions with restaurants. You like when they just bring it out.
I can't read the menu.
Because it's dark, or because you don't have your glasses?
Both.
I went to a restaurant once and they had like the light and a magnifying glass, and I thought about you and Mom.
That's pathetic, but okay.
was it like a senior citizen restaurant?
Yeah,
Probably.
Was it 5 p.m.?
It actually was pretty early.
If you were going to start your own clothing line, what would you name it? That's interesting.
It is interesting. Well, I did just at the beginning of it right now. It's called Unendorsed, and it's sort of a sportswear line for everyone who's not sponsored by Nike, Adidas, or New Balance. It's for people who are sort of athletes, but not on the level that they would get sponsored.
Like you?
Yeah.
Like it's like a athletic brand for NARPs.
What's NARPs?
Non-athletic regular person.
It's like at Colgate, like Emma and I were NARPs.
Yeah, we didn't play sports, so we were NARPs.
Interesting. The impetus for Unendorsed was it's for people that make noise when they get out of the car at the golf course, like when they get
So you?
up. Yeah,
It is for him. He is the demo.
Yeah.
What merch do you have?
Hats and shirts. I should have worn one.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I know.
I didn't know that was
We will.
part of
We'll be decked out in the next episode.
the.
Actually, it's my favorite hat that I own.
Really?
You do wear it all the time.
I wear it all the time.
I don't really look good in those types of hats, but I do enjoy it. Maybe you could make a beanie.
Or a bucket hat for you.
Yes, I love a bucket hat.
Or a raspberry beret.
Raspberry beret.
Not what I expected, but thanks.
Really? What do you expect when you sing that, Tess?
I didn't sing it. I expected you would just move on.
The kind that you
Find at a secondhand store. What?
We're gone. Next.
Okay, so can you do this one? Because I can't.
Oh no, you have to read that one.
I have a problem with certain words where I can't pronounce them. And one of these words is a person's name and also a drink. And it's in this question, which I think...
Why can't you pronounce
I don't know. I get really in my head. I think Emma chose this specifically to mess with me.
She did.
I'm going to try really hard. Bear with me, everyone.
Doing great so far.
Do you know what an is? And do you like it?
Wait, translation. Arnold Palmer. Arnold.
This is just becoming a different show.
Arnold. I did it.
I do like Arnold Palmer's, and they are lemonade and iced tea.
Do you like yours a certain ratio?
More tea than lemonade. Yeah.
Like 70-30, 60-40?
Sure, 70-30 is fine.
Maybe like 65.
You used to brew it up and sell it, and then Arnold shut you down.
No,
Arnold.
but something like that.
Nestle
yeah.
did?
We had, Coke did.
Yeah.
We had a ballpark cooler, yeah.
It's a good name.
That's, well, I grew up thinking that you invented that
Same.
drink.
I told people.
Yeah, same. So, like, we would go out and get an Arnold Palmer, and I'd be like, oh, my dad did that. They were like, what do you mean?
Did people get up and leave the dinner?
No, that was when Haley couldn't say Arnold. That's when
Well, no, I would say, can I have a half iced tea, half lemonade? And they say, did you mean a... And I would say, yes.
Genius.
Why do you think you can't say that?
I think I got in my head, and now I think it's sort of a bit. Like, I can if I make weird faces.
The only thing you can't say is Arnold Palmer and mulled wine.
Yeah.
Mulled.
I think
It
this
doesn't
is
matter.
a whole different bit. Okay.
What is your favorite Broadway show or one that you want to see? Favorite's probably a better question. What's your favorite Broadway show?
From the past or now? Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, we used to go to Broadway shows every year. My parents used to take us. And I think when I was probably, I don't know how old I was, but I was young for the show. It was Chicago. And so I was enthralled by that because there were half naked women running around the stage and people singing. And I was like, oh my God, I guess I like this stuff.
Guess I'm a theater kid.
Yeah, because I didn't have a big interest in it. But it was amazing. It was cool and it captured my attention. So that's what I would say.
Is there anything that you want to see that's out now?
Cats.
Nobody should
Lucy's
express
production
that.
of Cats?
Oh, when the mic went down her pants, yeah. Oh, that was cute.
It was really great. a middle school production of Cats when Lucy's microphone went. She's gonna cut this. Her microphone fell into the bottom of her leotard. So the whole play, she just had this like giant thing sitting in her pants. And it was, I don't know what the musical's about because that's all I focused on.
I could not, I was losing it.
It's going great.
Who would call you their biggest cheerleader?
Who would call me their biggest cheerleader? Probably the three of you guys, right?
Yeah.
I think definitely.
Yeah, I don't know who else I root for. I mean, I'm not against anyone. I'd hope your mother would, but I'm not sure about that. But I think certainly you girls. Yeah, I mean, I am.
You totally are.
Yeah, so that would be accurate.
Who do you think is your biggest cheerleader?
Well, you guys and your mother.
No, I think we all lift each other up in ways that we need to and ways that are helpful to us. Yeah, I think you taught us to just have self-confidence, support ourselves individually and support ourselves as sisters, as friends, as individuals, and whatever we're doing. But I think we definitely learned that from you. Like, you always promoted us to do great things because you genuinely thought we could do great things. Whether we can or cannot, we'll see.
Yeah.
But I think the only reason that I think I can even do anything like this and be moderately okay at it is because like you fuel us to have that self-confidence. And
well, that's flattering and great because I think you anything creative people can do. You gotta believe in yourself and you gotta put the effort and the time in. That's how it works.
Yeah, I think you showed us that pathway. You were like, you can do this. You guys are funny, and I don't know. We just and every facet. I'm not talking specifically about this. Like this is more just for fun. But in work and life, you've always sort of pushed us to just be as good as we can be because you believed that we could be, not because you were trying to be a drill sergeant.
No, that's great.
No,
I mean, that's fulfilling. That's awesome.
I think even like, and I feel like we've talked about this a little bit, but like, mom also is so like that too, but you almost, like, at least growing up, I'm thinking about like college, for instance. You were like, according to you, like, I could have gone anywhere.
Oh, but same with me, and I definitely couldn't.
I couldn't.
Dad, no, I know, but
mom was like, dad was like, apply here, like, you got it, like, they'd be stupid not to take you, and mom like takes me aside at the door and is like, it's a wash. I'm like, okay. Like, so we needed the back and forth, but like and it wasn't false. Like you just genuinely were there with like pom poms and a tutu on cheering for us.
Not a tutu.
Sorry, a short skirt and a crop top.
Oh, much better. Yeah, that's.
I don't know. I know what you mean.
No, but you.
Let's just go on somewhere really weird.
No, you were like, oh Emma, we should go toward Dartmouth. We should toward Stanford, and it's like Stanford. Oh God, I can't even say it.
I was saying Stanford.
Yeah, well, that would have made more sense. But no, I think like your belief in us made us do things and made us feel like we could do things, and that was so cute.
Well, it's great. And look how it turned out.
It gave us confidence and maybe a little bit of an ego.
But you know what? Everyone needs an ego. Everyone needs an ego.
What do you think was your parents' greatest sacrifice?
Wow, that's a good question. They were, they were as supportive as any parents could be in that era, long ago, far away. I think that, they sent me to good schools. They tried to encourage me as best they could. They supported sports events. They showed up for some of them, But it's different when I say some of them. It's different now. When you guys were kids, we showed up for everything.
Every single one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think that is universal for people in our generation. I think it was more common, but I think you guys made a stupendous effort.
Yeah, that was very specific to, like, not everyone's parents were there. There were 3:30 p.m. field hockey games where some of us were not even getting field time, but you were always there.
Well, maybe it was being involved and being there generationally was more common, but I still think it's not like the status quo was not like you guys made an effort and did something because.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm getting all the good questions. Have you ever been diagnosed with something that's challenged you? If so, what?
Why did you flag that one?
We can skip it.
No, it's fine. Obviously, where we are now, being diagnosed with GBM has obviously challenged all of us. I think the challenge for me is obviously it's sort of scripted we've seen the end of the movie. But for me, the biggest issue is thinking of you guys all, going forward with your lives and sadly having a memory instead of a real dad around. It's tough. Yes, that would be the challenge and the reason that we're doing this stuff.
Yeah, no, sorry, that's a weird question to throw in.
That's fine.
But I don't know, it sort of ties all of this together. I'm going to go again.
Yeah, I was just going to say
a shorthand of the stick. Who's one female role model in your life?
They can be younger.
And it's hard to make these statements because they're so trite. But obviously your mother is, because I cannot imagine a better mother raising 3 girls than her. And, it made me look good, which is hard to do. And she was the same in handling everything. I was working. I wasn't just at 3:30 field hockey games, not understanding what I was watching. But she just made everything in all our lives smooth and work well and fun.
And silly.
Yeah, well, so she would be it.
I think she's my number 1 female role model as well.
I like Jennifer Lawrence too, but I mean, I don't really,
for your budding acting career.
I don't really know her, so
maybe
I could say it's your mom.
That's a really good answer. Haley, read the last question on the page.
no.
Read it.
What is your favorite girl's name beginning with the letter E? Say Esmeralda. That's insane. Why is that a question?
I don't know, but I had to flag it. I
Did
liked
you
it.
type that in?
No.
I wrote the book.
No, obviously we love all your names and love you guys, and it's easy,
I'm really happy with the names that you picked out for us.
I do think you named us very well. I also think it sounds really good together, which is not often.
Yeah, and the middle names, significant middle names for the family that went with the first names. You guys did a really good job with that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a lot of say in it, or was mom driving most of it?
No. We talked about all of it. It was, those are big decisions for young people, which is what we were kind of younger then. It was a co-naming discussion.
I remember you being in the middle of Haley and Hannah for Haley. I remember being 5 or however, 5, yeah. And one of you asked my opinion on it, I think. And I was like, name her Lola. I don't know.
That would be good.
Yeah.
I could be a cute Lola.
You would have been a cute Lola, but I'm like you as a Haley.
Yeah, no, you and me well. But that is interesting to know if you would say or not. I've never thought about that because I feel like I always think about, there's this thing people say where they're like, you don't realize how many people you dislike until you try to name your child.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, someone will be like, let's name her, give me an Esmeralda. Back again. Let's name her Esmeralda, and your spouse might be like, oh my gosh, the girl that bullied me in high school is Esmeralda. Or, oh, I had a dog named that and they died. It's so...
Yeah. No, but that someone always has something to say about it.
I'm worried that my future husband will want to name our child Meaningless, and that was the name of my first fish, so we can't do that.
The odds of that happening are high, so
very high.
That's a first date question for sure.
Would you name our future daughter Meaningless? All of a sudden,
and would you flush her down the toilet like you did with your Meaningless?
No, that was a different one.
I have a serious.
We flushed my one recently.
Sunshine.
That was Lucy's.
Oh. Is Meaningless a girl's name or is it gender neutral?
Gender neutral.
Okay. I always pictured Meaningless as a dude.
Oh, I don't think Meaningless really decided.
Great. That's really good for Meaningless.
Are you usually on time for things?
I remember if I needed to be picked up from practice or school or something, and I needed to be picked up at 3, I would tell you that I needed to be picked up at 3:30 because then you would be there at 3. Or maybe I only did a variable of 15 minutes. Yeah, it was 15 minutes. I would tell you pickup was 3:15 because then you'd be there at 3. And I would tell mom that pickup was 2:45 because then she would be there at 3.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with her showing up.
No, it's just I'm
it's just a different approach.
Yeah, I also run late. Who knows how I'll run a household, but
30 minutes late.
I did read though, or maybe it was a TikTok.
It was a TikTok.
I saw this recently that people who are consistently late are more
creative.
No, I saw a TikTok that said that people who are late all the time are more optimistic. You think that the subway's going to be running on time and you think that you can make it 2 minutes faster than Google Maps tells it. You don't expect things to get in your way and cause chaos. So you're not, which you should, you should account for things that could go wrong. But if you're an optimist and you're not thinking things will go wrong, then why would you add extra time? And that's sort of always my problem is like, I don't allocate for more time. And then like 20 minutes late because the subway got stalled.
Do you think you're an optimist?
I think I'm more like, I don't think I'm head in the clouds, but I think I'm more that than I am an optimist. I think I'm like, oh, la la la, like nothing will go wrong.
It'll all work out.
Yeah, not because I believe in a higher power of what I associate optimism with really thinking like everything's meant to be how it is, like everything.
Okay, yes.
And I don't think that I think that. I don't think that bad stuff's really, this is a tangent now, but I always did feel like impending doom. Like I felt like really bad things were always going to happen. But I don't think that inconvenient things are going to happen.
Okay.
Like I just think I'll go along my day and I won't get trapped somewhere. I won't get stuck somewhere. And if I do, like, then I'll have an excuse of why I was late.
Yeah. It's so interesting because I operate a lot more like you, it's not that I'm always early. I just am always freaked out about being late. Like I have so much anxiety for a travel day. I said the other day to one of my friends because I was freaking out about like getting our train home to Boston. And I was like, my body can't tell the difference between being like held at gunpoint and a travel day.
Yeah.
And it can't. Like I'm all day like hyperventilating, like anxious, like dripping sweat about my train that's at 2:29 and I'm waking up at 5 a.m. being like I'm obviously not sleeping in until 3. Like this is insane.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
I used to be like that.
It's fueled by being afraid of being late. I will say moving to New York and being constantly a couple minutes late because of the subway, even when you account, has helped me a little. Like I would never be late for like something important, but if I'm a little late to a dinner or like late to a friend's house, it's fine.
Yes. I mean, being late has nothing to do with anyone else's judgment. It's just a matter of your own comfort, I think. But that's for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I get super stressed. I just don't do anything to remedy it, which is crazy. Yeah, no, I know.
Like I'll get super stressed and I'll be there 30 minutes early and be like, oh, I got stressed for no reason.
I will be so stressed for like hours and hours and hours and I'll get there and I'll have to run to the train. I don't know. I don't know why I do that.
Me neither.
I need to work on it.
It stresses me out.
I need to work on it.
You were one time 30 minutes late to our dinner date and it looked like someone stood me up.
I'm really sorry. I apologize.
It was
Really,
really
and then I think I paid. So
no, we split that one.
We only have a couple left. Thank God.
Oh, bummer.
Here's one. Question 2094. What is one thing that you wish you knew about your grandparents?
I mean, I wish I knew more about their childhoods because they were, they grew up in the beginning of the 19th century. I don't know too much about what their childhoods were like, and there were world wars and all kinds of stuff going on. I think that's all that pops to mind. Or meeting their parents would have been interesting. Within reason. I'm glad I had a relationship with both sets of my grandparents. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, I feel that way about our grandparents. with yours specifically, because we did meet some on mom's side, some great grandparents. They have crazy longevity genes.
They do.
But with I always really wanted to meet your parents' parents because they spoke so fondly of them, especially Papa. He would show me pictures of his mom and dad and like tear up at the age of 80, but it's still like he cared so much about them and you could tell that he treasured them and respected them. And it really made me want to know more about them. But I feel like you also gave us good stories about them too.
Mm-hmm.
So
you did.
Yeah. No, I mean, they were a big part of our lives, which is kind of interesting.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, it's not unusual, but it was interesting because you could put more pieces together having more of their backstory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes other people make sense. Like I see a lot of grandma and pop up in you, but I also see a lot of them not in you that I think you like took on certain traits or became a certain way sort of as a response to some of their stuff that maybe you didn't like as much. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, of course. It's like, a certain amount of recovery and a certain amount of embracing.
Yeah.
Complete this thought. Life is too short, so you need to stop and
be grateful for what's going on every day and for what you have. I think, I've obviously been learning that in the last couple of months because we're in a different situation about life ending, or you have to think about it much more clearly. And I think being appreciative, your mother's always tried to and taught me to appreciate what's in front of us and what we do every day. And I was never, ever good at that. I was always sort of looking ahead to the next thing. So I've definitely learned a lot of that.
I so expected you to say something inappropriate.
Same.
Like stop and I don't know, but it involved something gross.
Wow. I mean, I'm not surprised by that, but I would never quite say it. But I'm not surprised that you would assume.
No, I think that's why I giggled at the beginning of the question. But no, I think that's such a good answer. And I think we're all sort of doing the same thing, just taking it day by day and being grateful for what we have. And I said this to you the other day, like it feels silly to try to find silver linings in this situation. But one of them is like we spend so much more time with you now, knowing that the time is limited. So yeah, we're going to miss out. I mean, hopefully not, but it appears that we will miss out on what we thought we would have in terms of years down the road. But like Haley and Lucy and I are here a lot more weekends than we would be. We're planning a lot more fun things with you guys. And it's so just nice to just sit and be with you. Like we don't even need to be doing anything. It's just like I'm grateful for those little small moments in day-to-day life of just being in your presence.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's really nice to, be watching a football game, fall asleep on the couch, and wake up and see you guys also asleep on the couch. So, no, it really is nice. And you guys obviously live a little closer than Lucy, but Lucy's made an effort to be here too. It's brought all of us a little bit closer together, but we've also had an incredibly close relationship all the way along the way. So, it's just being more grateful for what is here now as opposed to being disturbed by what's coming.
It's a hard thing to do, but I think you're doing it quite well.
It's not an everyday concrete thing. You go up and down like a roller coaster, I think, on a daily basis with this stuff. And but it is what it is. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Hopefully live a lot longer.
Yeah, we're trying to buy as much time as you can. But then also being focused on that is time consuming. So you got to try and just go forward, which is not always easy. So that's that.
What was your favorite question? Kidding. We can be done with questions.
Okay.
Thanks for
Thank you guys.
doing that.
Can't wait to do another round of speed dating soon.
Okay, that was fun. Lucy, good luck editing this. But thank you.
Love you.
Love you. Thank you. Love you.